All right, from your down dog, send your right leg high. Big breath in. Step through for warrior one to start today. Back heel will seal, arms rise up by the ears. Draw your right hip back, dial the left hip forward, and then anchor down into the outer edge of your back foot. Nice. Relax the shoulders, but keep stretching the fingers up and away from you. Hands interlace behind your back, straighten your front leg and curl up your right toe. Send the fist down the back leg. Drill the right heel down, hug right hip back, and then replant your front foot, devotional warrior. Drop your head down, right shoulder to the inside of the right knee or hovering close to it. If this is tight on your shoulders, you can bend your elbows here a little or a lot to give yourself some more space. Nice, and let your head go completely. Straighten your front leg, half lift of the chest and the fist back. Keep stretching the head forward. Good. And then turn your right toes in. Drop your head in, Prasarita, and send your fist up high. Nice. And then turn your right toes forward again. Release your hands open for a triangle. Right hand to your shin, ankle, block or ground, left arm up. Amazing. Use your bottom hand to press the ground or the leg away from you so there's upward lift. Again, looking for space between the shoulders here. And then reverse your triangle. Press down to your front foot. Reverse it. Keep the right leg long. Big lateral stretch into the right side of the waist. Hands on down to the ground. Plank to chaturanga. Flow through it any way that you want. And I'll meet you back in downward facing dog. And if you don't need your vinyasas, you'll skip it and come right into down dog. Good. Left leg up. Inhale. Virabhadrasana 1, warrior 1. Step on through. Back heel down. Full breath in to lift the chest. Rise the arms. And then settle into the stability of your legs and find that strength. A deep lunge into the front knee, but then the back leg stays really strong. Different thumb on top as you interlace your hands behind you. Pick up your front toes. Scissor your legs in towards one another. Full breath in. Reach up through the chest. And then fold yourself. Devote your way on down. Humble warrior, devotional warrior. Let the head go completely. Reach up through the fist. Hug the left hip back. It's going to want to jut out to the left side a little, so squeeze it back into the midline. Half lift, breathe in, straighten your front leg, send the fist back. Turn your left toes in towards the right. Straddle, fold, fist reach up. Good. Let the head go completely. And then turn the left toes forward again and release your arms as you do, winging them into a Trikonasana triangle pose. Hug the left thigh up into the pelvis. Reach up through the right fingers as much as you can. Make sure the left side of the neck isn't crunching down, so send the crown of the head forward. Reverse your triangle, full breath in. Palms find the earth. You'll flow on through it your way. Plank to chaturanga, cleansing between sides, resetting, and down dog is where we'll meet. Right leg up, inhale. Virabhadrasana 1, step it on through for warrior 1. Full breath in. Let that float the lungs up. Hands interlace behind your back. Straighten your front leg. Inhale. Empty the breath out as you fold into devotional. Inhale. Half lift. Straighten your front leg. Turn your right toes in. Left toes turn to the back right away. Open yourself up into triangle facing the back of the mat now. Reverse it. Inhale. Good. And then to the front of your mat, warrior 2. Take your time and just spiral on the heels until you're back to the front of the mat. Side angle, forearm to thigh, right arm over your left arm over your ear, right arm to the thigh. Half bind here if you want, left hand to the low back. Hand might slide to the inner front thigh. And then wrap your spine around your own forearm. Lay the head back in space. Let the chin sneak towards the left shoulder. Great. And then release your bind if you took it. Inhale, peaceful. Keep the deep bend of your front knee here. Hands on down to the ground, plank to chaturanga. Vinyasa your way. Down dog is a meeting point. Good. Left leg up, inhale. Warrior 1, step through. Ride the full breath in as you come up. Hands interlaced behind your back. Straighten your front leg. Curl up the toes. Get strong through the legs. Fold yourself as you exhale. Empty it out. Half lift, breathe in. Straighten your front leg and look forward. Good. Turn your toes in. Right toes to the back. Free up your arms. Triangle, Trikonasana, facing the back of the mat. Reverse your triangle. Inhale. Front of your mat, warrior two. Take your time with your feet. Be deliberate as you spiral on heels and toes and reopen. Side angle, left forearm, left thigh, right arm extends over your right ear. Feel free to stay with the arm extended or half bind if you took it on the other side. Let the pelvis descend through the lunge of the front knee. Let the left thigh come out from the hip socket in the straight line here. Good. Free up the bind if you took it. Reverse it up and back. Inhale. Hands to the ground. Vinyasa your way. Plank to chaturanga. Anything you like to add in between, you'll always be able to add it in. If you want to skip something, you'll skip it. Good. Let's flow on through. Right leg up. Starts the same. Virabhadrasana 1. Come on up. Inhale. Hands interlace behind your back. Scissor the thighs together. Curl up your right toes. Devote yourself. Exhale. Pour it out. Half lift, breathe in, straighten your front leg, press into the ball of the front foot, turn your toes in, back of the mat, triangle, Trikonasana, open your arms. Right arm over your right ear this time, get a long line, reverse your triangle, inhale. Front of your mat, warrior two, take your time and spiral on your heels. Side angle, forearm to thigh, left arm over. Half bind, full bind. If you have the full bind, take it today. Thread your right arm under your front thigh. Hands will interlace behind you. Good. If you're at the half bind, you'll stay. And then everybody, straighten your front leg. Turn your right toes in. If you get here and the bind is too much, you'll let the arms go. And then look down. Step your left foot to the middle of your mat. Bird of paradise, high on your right toes. Keep the bind. Roll your way up. And then find your variation. Right? And if you don't have the bind, you can half bind here and your left hand is still behind you and you'll hold onto your right knee. And if you don't like the half bind either, you'll just hold on to your left hip and you'll hold onto your right knee in a Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana variation. Those that have the full bird of paradise, if you want to lengthen your leg, you can lengthen this right leg out long. That's a variation as well. Good. Now everybody look forward, step your right foot back where you found it. Keep your bind if you can, Ardha Chandrasana, or you're releasing your right hand down, left arm up. You can put a block here underneath your right hand, spark up your left toes, press the left heel back. Those of you that kept the full bind for the bound Ardha Chandrasana, really press the right tricep into your right thigh and spin the inner right thigh seam forward. Everybody's left heel is pressing back a lot so that the left leg is energized. Nice. Forward fold, let it go, everyone. Both feet down, drop your head. Good. Roll your way up. High prayer. Chair pose. Diver's pose, high on your toes, tilt your chest forward, lift the heels, press into the balls of the feet, wing your arms. Inhale, chair pose, sink the hips even lower this time. Exhale, diver's pose, nice and slow, high onto the toes, press into the big toes the most. Chair pose, Utkatasana. One more time, last time, high on the toes, diver's pose, just fanning the flames of the belly. Chair pose. Forward fold, Uttanasana. Left foot steps back, low lunge. Down dog split, plant your palms, right leg high. Side scorpion, bend your right knee. Everyone can drop their left forearm down and then look underneath your right arm. You can stay here if you want to play with the arm balance. Turn this front forearm in about 45 degrees. Maybe start to crawl your right hand back. Some of you may be able to lift your right arm back and wing it alongside your torso. If you can take the full bind, right hand, right foot, kick the foot into the hand. Keep gluing your left thumb down a lot. Press into the inner front forearm and press into the inner arch of your back foot. Nice. Come on out. Flow through it if you want. Down dog is the meeting point. Ooh, yeah, that one's special. If you need a child's pose in between, take a few breaths in child's pose instead. And then we'll meet back up here in down dog. And we have one more side. Let's flow through it. Full breath in, left leg high. Step it through. Back heel down, rise up, warrior one. Hands interlace behind you, straighten your front leg, curl up the left toes. Exhale, release that and fold, devotional warrior. Half lift, breathe in, straighten your front leg, look forward. Back of the mat, triangle, turn your left toes in, right toes back. Free up the arms. Left arm over your left ear. Reverse your triangle, inhale. Front of your mat, warrior two, take your time, right toes spiral in and then left toes forward. Side angle, forearm to thigh, right arm extends over your right ear. Half bind if you have it, full bind if you have that. Lift your forearms up, let the left side of the torso come off of the front thigh. Nice. And then everyone straighten your front leg, turn your left toes in, hop your right foot to the center of your mat, high onto the left toes, hug the belly up, nice and slow, bird of paradise as you rise up. All right, keeping the bind if you can for full bird of paradise. Optional variation to lengthen your left leg. Those that aren't taking bird of paradise, hold onto your knee instead. If you have the half bind, right hand can come to the inner thigh. Otherwise, you hold onto your right hip instead. Think about the crown of the head reaching up even more. Good. And then everybody step your left foot where you found it. Take your time, come into your Ardha Chandrasana, maybe staying here with the bind, right? It's a tricky one. That's not for you. Left fingertips down, right arm up. Put your concentration in the lifted leg. Make sure it's strong. It's not just hanging out in space. Use the bottom hand to press the ground away from you and reach up through your right hand even more. Good. Forward fold, step it together. Everybody drop your head on down. Roll your way up. High prayer, Urdhva. Utkatasana, chair pose. Let the hips get heavy, but the heart stays light. Diver's pose. Wing the arms high on your toes. Lift the heels. You're in an L shape through the entire body. Utkatasana, chair. Breathe in. Exhale it out. Divers. Good. Chair pose. Utkatasana. Last time. Diver's pose. Half lift of the chest. Keep looking forward so that the heart doesn't dip too low. And then chair. Let it go. Forward fold. Uttanasana. Right foot back lunge. Look forward. Down dog split. Left leg swings high. Side scorpion. Bend your left knee. Drop your right elbow. Right fingers towards the left hand here. Look down at your front forearm. You can stay here or start to walk your left hand back. Maybe it's here. Maybe your left arm reaches up next to you. Next would be to take the bind of the foot into the hand. Keep your back heel anchored and then think about the inner edge of your front forearm. Keep bowing the pelvis down towards the mat as the foot kicks up into the hand. Good. Come out of it. Vinyasa if you want it. For sure, a child's pose is waiting for you here. Take a few breaths. If you don't want the child's pose and you want to stay in your down dog, by all means, feel free. Smooth out your breathing. Observe what kind of thoughts are running through your head about anything that we just worked on. And if your immediate reaction to that shape was no way, right, just think about that thought, that myth that you're telling yourself. The things that we think are impossible usually aren't. You just start with breaking that thought, that myth that you tell yourself. Good. If you're not in down dog, meet us back up in down dog. Everything will shift from here.